Okay, now let's move on to this. I really want to talk about two NFC teams, the Giants and the Panthers. As you know, both of these teams hired new coaches this offseason. The Panthers hired former college coach Matt Rule. The Giants hired former Patriots special teams coordinator Joe Judge. The thing is that the thing that's most intriguing is after the Panthers offered Matt Rule their contract offer, Matt Rule went to the Giants front office and told them that if they'll match that offer from the Panthers, Matt Rule will sign with the Giants and become their head coach. The Giants front office refused to match the contract offer, and Matt Rule eventually signed with the Carolina Panthers. So, what's so intriguing, you're asking? Let's look at the bigger picture. For a couple years, the Giants have been a very bad football team. They're constantly stuck in a rebuild. Reports came out since last December that Giants general manager Dave Gettleman is on the hot seat. And if there isn't any significant success, better than last season, this season, Dave Gettleman won't be the Giants general manager next season. So why the Giants didn't hire Matt Rule? Let's look at both coaches' track records. The Panthers head coach Matt Rule, who offered the Giants to hire him, was first hired as a head coach by the college team Temple. Was first hired as a head coach by a college team Temple, a failing college program at the time in 2013. So Matt Rule's stint with Temple, his first year he went 2-10, and then the second year he went 6-6, and the third and fourth year he won 10 games with 2 bowl appearances, winning 1 in 2016. He was first hired as a head coach by Temple, a failing college program at the time in 2013. His records were the first year he went 2-10, then the second year with Temple he went 6-6, and then the third and fourth year he had 10 wins on his record, making 2 bowl games, winning 1 in 2016. In 2017, he was hired by Baylor, another failing college program, with hopes that he'd turn them around like he did at Temple. So the first year at Baylor he went 1-11. The second year he went 7-6, winning a bowl game against Texas. And the third year in 2019 he went 11-3, losing a bowl game. So as you can see, Matt Rule turned every program he coached around. He has 2 successful rebuilds on his resume, even though his first year with both programs were a disaster. But he's a proven head coach, unlike Joe Judge, the Giants' new head coach. He isn't a proven head coach, but he is a part of the Bill Belichick's coaching tree. Bill Belichick, a 6-time Super Bowl champion, winning coach, one of the best coaches of all time. So maybe some of the success will be inherited by Joe, or maybe Joe can establish a winning culture with the Giants, like Belichick did in New England. But this is speculation. Nothing is proven. The Giants, in my opinion, are still rebuilding, and due to the Giants' general manager, Dave Gettleman, being on a hot seat, he couldn't afford another bad year. Dave took a gamble when he chose to not hire Matt Rule and hire Joe Judge. Dave Gettleman chose for a chance for short-term success, then short-term failure or disappointment, and long-term success. He chose an unproven special teams coordinator than a proven head coach who knows how to rebuild a team. I'll give an example with the exact same concept, an analogy. So in 2015, in the English Premier League, the English Soccer League, there were 2 significant coaching hires. The football club or soccer club, Liverpool, were a top 10 team in the league, but the front office knew that they can't push for a title with the roster they had. So they hired a man named Jurgen Klopp, a coach who recently had a 7-year stint with the German soccer club Dortmund, and he successfully rebuilt the team from a, at best, mediocre team to a powerhouse in Europe, winning twice the German league title and making a European Champions League final appearance. Klopp was tasked to rebuild his team, to rebuild Liverpool to become a powerhouse in a couple years. The other team in question was Manchester United. Both Manchester and Liverpool were pretty much in the same situation, but Manchester United thought that they could win a championship, so they hired a man named Van Gaal, a Dutch coach with a lot of coaching success and experience. This was a win-now hire, and it's clear in hindsight that Manchester United opted for a chance of short-term success than short-term disappointment and long-term success. Van Gaal was tasked to win a championship with a non-championship caliber roster. So, what do you think happened? What transpired? I'll give you guys a second. Okay, second's over. So, Jurgen Klopp successfully rebuilt the Liverpool team. He won a European Champions League title in 2019 and also having an appearance in 2018, and he recently won the English Premier League title in 2020. Van Gaal, surprisingly, shockingly, no one could have thought of this. He couldn't win a championship without a championship caliber roster, and he was eventually fired in 2016. Manchester United has hired 3 coaches in this 5-year span from 2015 to 2020. They hadn't won nor a Champions League title or a English League title. They're still a top 10 team in England, but with no titles over this 5-year span, unlike Liverpool, who had immense success. Long-term success. So in a couple years, this might be the reality for the Panthers and the Giants. The Panthers in 5+ years will be, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the NFL. And the Giants will be a mediocre / playoff contender, like the Buffalo Bills last season. The Panthers in this story are Liverpool, and the Giants in this story are Manchester United. Makes sense, doesn't it?